How's it going, guys? This is Jose with JF Media Visuals, and in today's video I want to show you why the FlyCam Flowline may not be a good option for you. To be really fair with you, this product is actually not bad. It could work for certain people and in certain setups. It just happens that it didn't work for my particular setup. It did not resolve the main problem, which was kind of taking the strain off your back. I was actually shooting a wedding not too long ago, and I experienced plenty of back pain. Now, these are the two issues that is pushing me towards returning this item. First thing is these right here, the hinge, basically what you use to put your gimbal or whatever type of camera that you're using to shoot your video. So let me tell you a little bit about this thing. It is freaking hard to pull up. See that? Like, this piece right here holds so much tension that is very difficult. You really have to push it hard in order to make it work. Now, it seems like it's a little easier now. Maybe the more you use it, the easier it gets. But it comes with this support system that you can just kind of hold right there, and then you put your piece of equipment right here, so you will hold it this way, right? Okay, so I was using this thing right here. This is called the Tilta Ring Plus, and I'm gonna do a quick video about this thing in a little bit, hopefully very soon. But check this out. This handle right here is the handle of the Ronin. But there's no other way you could attach anything else to this to be able to hang it from a Kong Frog adapter. You're kind of stuck using this regular adapter, and this is what happens with it. It's just difficult to put on, man. You kind of have to push it around with your fingers to make it go up. And this is just a nightmare to put on. So you have to push it all the way up, make this thing real tense, and just hope that you can make this thing fit in here. Okay. Okay, cool. That wasn't too bad, right? You can make it work fairly fast. But the thing is, imagine you having to rest at a wedding or whatever event that you got going on. Then you have to do this again. You have to take this out, you have to put it back in, and sometimes things are going on the fly. You have to jump back and forth, in between shots, or be ready fast. I don't see this being a very efficient way to work. So what I was doing at that wedding, I was literally taking the whole battery out like this, and I was putting everything down, and just whenever I was ready, I was just putting this back in there. In my opinion, that was way faster and easier to do. Okay, so to show you problem number 2, actually I'm gonna switch the camera vertical so you can see this easier because my space is extremely tight. So I'm gonna put these on, and then I'm gonna show you what the other issue is. Okay, so if you're on the thinner side, the straps are just not long enough. It's almost all the way in, and it was actually very tight here on my stomach. But the problem was that this thing was still kind of coming off, like pushing forward like this. So you can tell that how that's gonna be a problem when you're shooting for long periods of time. Now, obviously I have to strap this part right here, and sure, it feels nice and secure. However, when you start putting weight on the front, that's when problems start to happen. So I'm gonna see if I can demonstrate. Well, you can already tell. If I put some sort of weight right here, see how this, just pay attention to this area right here. See how this comes up? This, for extended periods of time, it's gonna be a pain. So this is supposed to work like this, right? See how this is already coming up? See how it should be? It should be like this. This comes up. So if you're a little bit on the thinner side, this may not be a great option for you. I would say save for that Minimax, because I heard the Minimax works better. I haven't tried it myself, so I cannot really tell you 100%, but I heard that it does work better. Now, does this help? Yes, it does help, obviously. But having this problem coming up over here, it's just gonna start wearing out your back very fast. You could probably use something like, I don't know, putting a towel in there or something, you know, to make everything tight. I didn't want to try this because obviously it was a wedding and I wasn't too much of a fan of looking all strange wearing weird clothes underneath, you know, but I mean, maybe something like this will work. Well, there you go. That's a homemade fix right there. It feels already decent, but again, this, you might need to work this out a little bit so it's a little bit more comfortable, but something like that would probably work a little better, I guess. It still doesn't feel great, but honestly, maybe something like that could help. But again, you know, if you're spending the money, you might as well get something that actually works for you. Now, as I was editing, guys, I realized that I wasn't being 100% fair with the review, and I forgot to mention that actually the stabilization on that product was pretty amazing. I was actually pretty impressed with the way it worked. You can see some of the shots that I took here. I'm just gonna do a basic color grade. I'm not gonna stabilize these shots so you can see what it is. Some of them have a little bit of a wobble, but it's like a cinematic wobble type thing, so I wasn't too bothered by that. But just overall, this is something that needs to work all together, not just the stabilization of the shots, but you know, being able to use this product for long periods of time without having too much pain. That really is the point of it. Now, do I think myself that the product itself was bad? No, I don't think so. To be honest, I think the key word here, and this is very important, the key word is that it didn't work for my particular situation, but this item just cost about 400 bucks, give or take. And it could literally work for a lot of people. I still think it's a pretty good product. I will leave a link down in the description. I'm not affiliated. I don't have no type of money coming in my way from doing this recommendation. So I'm just leaving it here in case you're still interested. You think this is not something that actually bothers you, then you can go ahead and cop. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.